following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
J-Bug.
Kind of had to check the calendar last night. Was it May? Was it June? I thought it was. I didn't remember. I didn't remember Halloween coming and going. I didn't remember Christmas. What did I do on New Year's Eve? Like, when did it become playoff basketball? When did the intensity tune up? When did guys start getting thrown out of the game? When did they start handing out technicals like they were, dare I say, Halloween candy? Oh, wait. It was just an early season game between the Warriors and the Suns. Good morning to you. Merry Wednesday. It's your opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. The last two Western Conference champions went at each other last night. I don't think they liked each other much.
Now, there's some animosity between them. Klay Thompson, off to a slow start in the game, gets into it with Devin Booker, and those referees got to show that they're in midseason form.
Well, they were able to get that T sign down. They're really good at that. Like, they practiced that quite a bit. Klay Thompson thrown out of a game for the first time in his career, and that referee was animated. The crowd everywhere in Phoenix was all over it. Tough night for the Warriors. They get beat 134 to 105. And if you think there's some sort of revenge, and if you think, I always love these, it's a revenge game from last year's, whatever. You really think a victory in an early October or late October game, early season, it means anything when it comes to the postseason? One team's got rings, the other, doesn't. I always laugh at that narrative. I always do. But obviously it meant a lot to the Suns last night.
Revenge might be going a little bit far, but
Certainly
you get extra amped up for it.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the better teams, and everyone's sleeping on the Suns. They're still a really good basketball team. They were in the NBA Finals 2 years ago.
Yep.
But no one wants to give them that credit when you talk about contenders.
I think it's because the assumption is you saw Chris Paul fade at the end of the season twice in a row. And how much does Chris Paul have left? And you know how important he is to that club. I think that's why people are sleeping on the Suns. Do you think I'm wrong?
No, but doesn't mean they won't be in contention to get just as far in the playoffs. That ending to last season, Devin Booker can still be better. Like, he's not an established superstar at all. He's a really good player. I don't know if he's going to be one of those dudes, but you combine him with a Chris Paul at the end. You get more out of DeAndre Ayton, who went MIA at the end of the Mavs series, which is a terrible loss for them last season. This is still a team that is really good. It's going to win a lot of games and be in position to try to right the ship for a team that, as much as they've faded, still went to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Like, they were a few games away.
I think the key is going to be DeAndre Ayton, and obviously they do too because they didn't let him get away. Indiana offered him give him an offer sheet, and they matched it. And I think you and I and everybody who watches anything in the NBA believe that DeAndre Ayton was done in Phoenix, didn't we? I mean, I did.
Felt that way.
Yeah.
And he's not playing in a Game 7.
Yeah. No, why? I mean, why have him? And he's going to get paid by somebody. Why would you pay a guy that you don't believe in like that? So to me, that's going to be the biggest thing. Now that he got his money, does he get paid, and how much Chris Paul do you have left? I mean, at some point, right? I mean, Daddy Time's knocking on the door, isn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't have to be
that guy.
That guy, night in and night out. So can they get him to the point where you get every last ounce out of him in the postseason?
Yeah. All right. One of the unwin was still. How do you say? There's undefeated, and then what's the term for team without a win? Team without a win?
Winless?
That's the term I'm looking for. One of the winlesses is no longer winless. They beat one of the best last night. Oklahoma City got off the schneid. Kawhi Leonard sat out with a knee injury. Boy, what are you going to get out of Kawhi this year? 108-94, Oklahoma City beat the Clippers. It was their first win of the season. So now you're sitting with it's just going to be Orlando, Sacramento, and your Los Angeles Lakers, who are are still winless. That's the word. Still winless in the NBA. All right, lots to do today. Glad you're with us. 505-246-0610. It's how to get in today. 505-246-0610. Good morning, Game Marie. How you living?
Doing great. How are you?
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to excel, ma'am. Appreciate you asking. That's kind. Adrian's producing on the ProView Network side. On our visual medium, you can watch us on Comcast Channel 26. On our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Guest list for this Wednesday, 8 o'clock this morning. We're talking Lobo women's soccer because they are in line for another league championship, JJ, and I know you've got the game on Thursday night. It's fairly simple if they win, right? They win, and they win the regular season
champs, number one seed in the conference tournament, which will be played right here.
And if they don't win, and let's just say they draw, then it gets complicated. If they lose, they don't win the championship, right?
Yes. So it's a win locks it in. A draw brings in some shared title scenarios.
Okay. And if they lose, then somebody else wins.
Yes.
And San Diego State's still involved in this. There's still UNLV. UNLV, correct? No. It's San Jose State. San Jose State's the other school that's involved in this. So we got a lot to do with that. We'll talk to Heather Dyke, who's looking for another Mountain West Conference championship. That'll be at 8 o'clock. 8:30 this morning, we will catch up with Sebastian Noel, the voice of the people, as we are, I believe, on the last regular season week of high school football going into this week as we'll catch up with him. What do you think of the draws in college soccer this year? So it used to be there was a shootout. You would get a result, a win or a loss result. This year they went to in-league play. There's a draw. The Lobos are 5 wins, 1 loss, and 4 draws, correct?
Well, there was always the possibility for a draw. There's never shootouts. It's just you played 2 10-minute overtime periods.
Okay.
So that were golden goal scenarios. The score you win, game's over.
Okay.
What the draws have done this season, so the games this year have ended 90 minutes after a draw. Played 90 minutes, right when that clock hits 90, game over. No overtime. Now, of course, you go to postseason play, there will be overtime. And then in postseason, if it's scoreless overtime, you go to a shootout. But what it's done this season, it's allowed teams like New Mexico, that's why I asked Heather yesterday, the question at the press conference. A lot of the times they've had a 5-game unbeaten streak, and they're currently on a 6-game unbeaten streak. And some of that, like they had 1 tie over this stretch. They had 3 ties in a row at one point in time. And so it doesn't allow you to get too high or too low at times, because some of those games that they tied, they might have lost. And honestly, the games are going. You go into overtime, the team's on the front foot, probably doesn't go your way. But it's kind of allowed you, the Lobos especially, because they've only lost 3 games this season, to just kind of maintain a certain consistency, knowing, hey, we're going to break this open at some point, and that's what they've done for the last couple of weeks.
Well, it's the number of draws is I look through the standings. So like you said, they've only lost 3 games. They've played 17. Well, they've only lost 3. They've only won 7.
Yeah.
Right? They won 7 of their 17 games. I mean, in every other sport besides soccer, you're going, well, dang. You won 7 out of your 17. That's not well. No, they're good. They're 7-3-7. That's pretty good. In conference play, everybody played 10, and they won 5 of them and had 4 draws. I look at Colorado State had 6 draws, 1-3-6. I don't know. Are you good or you're not good? I mean, are you close? Are you almost good? But you won once. You played 10 times. You won 1 game. Well, yeah, but we had a 6-game where we didn't lose a game, 6 in a row. Okay. Heather said yesterday, and we'll ask her this to expound a little bit when we talk to her, she would prefer to have a result, a win or loss in league play.
Yes.
And she acknowledged that they wouldn't have won all those, that there would have been some losses. So you'll have that call. It's Thursday night. They're going to have it out at the UNM Soccer Complex. They're asking everybody to come out there for a championship match. This really comes down to it. Second place, San Diego State is here. They're 2 points behind New Mexico. San Diego State 5 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. New Mexico 5 wins, 1 loss, 4 draws, and it comes down to kind of like it has the last few years. It's New Mexico and San Diego State,
and they've had some big time memories in that stadium already. They played this spring. So the 2020 season that was played in the spring of 21, they played the division format, and then they had the Mountain West title game. Here, it was New Mexico, San Diego State. Lobos won it in overtime. So these teams played some very big games late in the season.
All right, 505-246-0610. What your thoughts? We're going to go through NFL today. We're going to kind of go, it's not quite mid-season, but we're going to go through some mid-season stuff and get your thoughts on teams and trajectories and what you believe trends will be moving forward. You kind of have an idea now, but we also know things will be different when we sit here at the end of the season. And so after week 7, where do you think things are going to go? Who's the teams that are going to get better and or worse? Is Tampa Bay going to turn this thing around and get better? Are the Colts going to get better with Sam Ehlinger? Are the Niners and Rams going to turn this thing around? Are the Seahawks going to be able to maintain what they are? Are the Falcons going to be able to stay on the trajectory they are? Are the Vikings going to be able to stay on the trajectory they are? So we're going to have that conversation around the NFL today. Ye, or the artist formerly known as Kanye, people are leaving his agency after some of the stuff that he said, so we're going to certainly get into that as well. 505-246-0610. You also get Lobo basketball coming up this Friday, your first look at Lobo basketball. It's the opening drive. Thanks for being with us this morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Makes a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been.
Trade deadline approaches. I don't know that you'll see anything astronomical. The big one was last week, certainly. Christian McCaffrey going to the 49ers. Good morning to you. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, A-Marie, and Adrian. Thanks for being with us this morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. Cowboys traded for defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins from the Las Vegas Raiders because they got a little issues on their defensive line. 2024 7th-round pick for Hankins. And you'll see, I think you'll see, a few moves here and there. Do you expect to see anything big? Well, certainly nothing bigger than what we saw last week, but anything significant?
We'll see a lot of depth moves like that. Rotational players that might have fallen out of favor, but
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers. I don't even know if team would be interested in Cam Akers right now.
Yeah.
It's defensive tackles, secondary, trying to find some depth. Everyone's going to be looking for offensive linemen. Even if you're a bad team, I'm not trading my good offensive lineman if he's under contract for a few more years as they try to rebuild. But it's going to be a lot of things like this. There's going to be, the Chase Claypool, Steelers wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy's name has been floated out there. The Broncos looking at fine.
Okay.
Like it's one if what can you get out of him at this point?
I don't know. Because I don't know what you're getting out of any. Well, but I mean, what do you get out of him if you keep him? Yeah. What are you getting out of any of your receivers with your quarterback play?
Nothing right now.
Yeah.
And so, does a team get a little antsy, and everyone's just looking at Green Bay like, "Hey, don't you want to add something? Don't you want a wide receiver?" You can sit in there, hold out when you have a 1,000-yard running back in James Robinson. Go for a 6th-round pick.
Mm-hmm. Conditionally, maybe a 5th if he.
Yeah. Along those lines. So it's going to be a lot of depth moves. And you're right, the Christian McCaffrey trade was the marquee name on the move, and I don't think we're going to see anything that you're like, oh, that was what that team needed for them to turn the corner. It's just adding places.
Yeah, it might be a receiver here and there. You're like, to your point, the defensive tackles, the depth stuff. There's the Elijah Moore thing's interesting with the Jets because he made it pretty clear he wants out, but now that they're injured a little bit, they may. I mean, I don't know. Do they keep him? Can they move him? Is he a piece?
Well, they said they're committed to Elijah Moore,
right? But he wants out. I mean, you hear that all the time. It kind of takes 2 to tango, doesn't it? Yeah. The Packers. I feel that the Packers are going to make a move and get a receiver like that. Like not bring in, I mean, I don't know if there's a big name. The DJ Moore thing, I just don't think happens. I think the Carolina Panthers made it pretty clear that they're keeping him. They paid him. And I think they got a little fool's gold the other day when they had a big win over a big-name team.
And that shouldn't change your perspective on anything. I think DJ Moore is going to be a part of their plans regardless. Moving forward, young wide receiver. here's the thing. Everyone's going to be like, oh, we have these players we're going to trade for what? Like, you're not – there's no one out there that's getting first-round picks. Christian McCaffrey didn't even get a first-round pick.
Yeah, it was second, third, fourth, and a fifth.
In return.
Yeah.
So you're looking at maybe their way we can cut some salary on veteran guys. Maybe there's guys ready to step up in certain situations. The Broncos are going to be a team to watch, I think, regardless of the outcome.
You think they're selling?
Against Jacksonville, you got to understand that there's so many more issues with this team this year. It's a throwaway season, and it's turned into that for the Broncos. When it was add quarterback and go, it is can you make it to the end of the season with this dude as your head coach, and then what does Russell Wilson look like rehabbing this offseason?
And they Russell Wilson for like 4 years, right? I mean, he's your quarterback. Guy. So there isn't even a conversation of, well, which way are we going? I mean, you're committed $200+ million to Russell Wilson. You got to find a way to get the most out of him, to get his head in the right place and make sure he's right physically. So I don't think there's anybody, and I'm going to guess not even Nathaniel Hackett's family, who thinks that he's going to be in Denver next year. Like hopefully they didn't buy a house, that they're renting a house. The market will come back a little bit if they did. But, I mean, is there anybody who thinks he's the coach next year?
Can't find many people that think that.
There's just no way, right? Yeah. There's just no way. All right. We spent some time at the end of the show yesterday looking at the two referees who went up to Mike Evans after a game and had him sign something, or it looked like he did. And the reports were, and this is one of those where, you know what, let's not skewer the guy before you know what's going on. And the reports were that these two officials, Jeff Lamberth and Trip Sutter, came over and got Mike Evans' autographs. Well, evidently, that's not what it was. The two referees spoke with the league, and I guess they talked to Mike Evans as well. They weren't getting an autograph. In fact, they were giving him or getting his number so they could forward him a golf pro. They're both from the same alma mater, Texas A&M, Evans and Lamberth, the official. And so he wanted the receiver's number, did Lamberth, the referee, so he could get him a golf pro's contact so that golf pro could give Mike Evans golf lessons. Lamberth said he didn't have a card on him, so he needed Evans to write his number down, so he borrowed one from Suter, and that's where this is. I mean, I'm fine by it. That's not that hard to buy, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. It's just funny. I wonder how they got on that, or was it
how it got to where it was? Because people looked at the video and said, "What else could it be?"
No, I mean, where that came from. Just Mike Evans, you went to Texas A&M. Oh, do you golf? I know a guy. Like, it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, how did that conversation go? And
like, I'll catch up with you after the game.
Yeah, guys.
Mike Evans is all pissed off, 21-3. He's like,
hey, Mike, let me get your number. I'm going to get you my guy. He's going to fix your golf game. He teach me how to catch a ball wide open down the field. Tommy dropped it in the bucket. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody needs a good golf pro, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's Nick Knees, here, but I don't know that there's one everywhere. You can't find a Nick Knee everywhere. So, I guess that's where that went. Do you feel better about that? You feel okay with that? You feel satisfied with the answer? Because I kind of do.
That's a great. Like, so many people are going to be like, oh, gotcha. Just like a great cover up for anything. What we're doing, I was just trying to get information from a golf pro.
That's how it's going to be from now on.
Wasn't me. Just trying to get a golf pro number.
Who are you talking to?
It's my golf pro.
Who? What's her name? No, she's just getting me the name of a golf pro. Yeah. Who is that tramp? No. She
What's this text message? This was my golf pro. What are you talking about? Get on my swing.
Get out of my phone. It's just my golf pro. He's teaching me how to play. Told me to get my hips through.
Yeah. So I'm going to work on my hips.
I got to follow through.
Good.
I've just got to follow through.
Oh, man.
What?
This is going to be great material.
Well, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, could that work?
Oh, yes.
It wasn't me. You go all shaggy on that mess.
Girls are always crazy. Like, who are you talking to on your phone?
At least you said it.
And now it's always golf pro.
Yeah. Who are you talking to? Who's calling you? It's my golf pro.
Yeah, no, that's happening.
Who's that number? Where'd that one come from? Oh yeah, no. I fired my golf pro. That's my.
I need new shafts.
That's my guy. He's getting me a number for a new golf pro. Yeah. My shaft wasn't working. I need a new shaft. Got to regrip
Golf
my
Pro.
putter. You help me regrip my putter.
That's my favorite when you see those whatever memes, TikToks, and like the girls are like, who are in your DMs? And it's like them DMing their favorite athlete. They're like, we're going to do it this year. Or
No.
like your golf pro,
Is that what
like.
it is? It's got to be the Golf Pro now.
Yeah.
Yep. Who the hell was that tramp? Ah, baby.
When I
don't
talk
worry.
about your
Oh,
hips.
it's so
It's my
funny.
thing. I got a
It's so
slice.
funny.
It's my Golf
Working on
Pro.
it.
That's my Golf Pro. Yeah, I'm trying to get a draw now. Yeah. No. How's your? You don't even play golf. No. I'm going to start. You don't even have golf clubs. I know.
It's on
That's
my
why
bucket list.
That's why I'm getting a hold of my new pro to get fitted for some new clubs, dear. You know, you've been telling me to go find something and stop hanging out with all those tramps, so I'm going to go play golf now.
Or what if they don't play golf? That's going to be worse.
Yeah, that's my point. You don't even play golf. Yeah, no, I know. I'm that's why I'm getting the golf pro to help me get clubs.
Oh, man.
That's right.
Too good.
Wasn't me. All right. Speaking of wasn't me, or it's not going to be me anymore. When we come back, so it's Aaron Donald, it's Jaylen Brown. So Kanye and his Donda Sports is kind of falling apart a little bit, as it probably needs to be. Guys fleeing from that with all the stuff that's going on with him and what Kanye's been saying, and Aaron Donald's like, man, I don't need any of this stuff. We're out. Kind of get into that a little bit. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Heather Dyke's going to be with us as the Lobos go for another Mountain West Conference championship. What?
I just thought of something.
Yeah, what'd you think of?
So did Mike Evans, was it Mike Evans,
Yeah.
just know his golf pro's number off the top of his head?
No. He was giving his number to this dude. And that
Sorry,
dude,
now I'm like really thinking about
All
this.
right, so
I just processed.
Yeah, no, and the referee,
Okay.
is going to get in contact with Mike Evans.
Oh, the
give
other
him
way
the
around.
contact
Okay.
Of a golf.
Sorry,
of
I
a golf
just
pro.
I was like, wait a second.
And
That's
then
even
that
more
golf pro is
weird.
going to help Mike Evans' golf swing.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
he can go out and play with Tommy, and then maybe end
Got
up on
it.
one of those big games
Ooh,
on
that'll be
TBS
good.
with Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay, sorry, it's the other way around. I just want to make sure I got that clear.
How does that go now? Like the big matches, by the way, with the live thing. Both Phil and Bryson are live, but I mean Tiger's not. And now with the live PGA split, how does that work with
Rory's ready to move on, by the way.
Dude.
He's done with it.
Aren't we all though? I mean, is Rory not the
What
voice?
went from what we thought was going to be so juicy and good and like, oh, all this golf drama, and then you don't even get to the end of the year and everyone's just like,
Well,
we move on
it'll
now.
juice up again in March because there'll be tournaments that you care about, and in February when it's Pebble Beach and it's things you care about, and then the Masters is coming. But now it's football season, basketball season, college football, and it's like, yeah, whatever, guys, keep just running it. Rory's the only one who kind of feels to me like he gets it. Do you think I'm wrong?
Yeah, he's the one that's like, all right, guys.
Enough. Like really,
We've had our battles. We've gone through it.
in fact, it's going to be bad for the
Let's
sport.
all settle into our lanes and move forward.
Really? You guys want to go do your thing? That's cool. And these guys want to go do their thing? That's cool. And shut up. And is Liv still going? Is it this week?
It's the last event.
So this is the week I'm supposed to care about.
Yeah, in Miami.
Is it all right that I don't? And I love
Yeah,
golf?
Of course.
Are you going to watch?
No.
Like Thursday
Well,
or when is it? Friday?
I'll-
Like whatever the first round is. Will you have it on?
I might check in. I just I scroll Twitter.
Yeah.
Like I'll look for highlights.
Okay, but scrolling Twitter's not watching it,
Yeah.
right?
It's not my priority. I'll tell you that much.
It's not even on my radar.
Like
and
football, basketball. There's a lot going on.
I love me some golf. I do. I watch stupid Asian tour stuff on. That's not stupid, but I watch like stuff I don't even know on the Golf Channel. Oh, let me watch a little golf for a while.
There's not one day without football till November 23rd. There's like one day that's missing in the next month, by the way.
Is that right? Because now that we get Maction and Fun Belt, what's that
Every day. November 23rd is the only day in the next month that we don't get college.
Is that the day
any
before
football.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, any day before football.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful thing.
But we get golf this weekend. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cybersecurity is a real problem. You know that. The good news is more and more businesses are now taking it seriously. ABQ IT wants you to know they've got your back. They provide state-of-the-art cybersecurity to protect your entire operation. I know you remember the attack on Bernalillo County System, Albuquerque Public Schools, paralyzed them for days. Don't let it happen to your business. And please, just don't be naive thinking that it can't happen to you. Your computer systems are vital to the success of your business. If they don't work well, productivity grinds to a halt, and there's a lot that can go wrong. Network servers, remote access, hackers, all things that you need to think about, and you're not a computer technician, nor do you have time to be. That's why ABQ IT is a name you should know. You want to know three things, right? You want to know that your systems work, your systems are secure, And how much will it cost you? ABQ IT has a business model with your business in mind. They monitor your computers, work to keep them operating smoothly. And best of all, they do it at one predictable cost. So ABT IQ handles it all. No more different providers for your internet, then one for your cybersecurity, and then another one when you need to buy computers. One company, one affordable cost. Get a free assessment. It is free to have them come out and take a look and see what they can do for you. ABQ IT can do a lot for your business. Visit abq-it.com. ABQ-IT. Let me give you that again. abq-it.com. That's abq-it.com. No more worrying about your computer systems when you do business with ABQ IT. And now ABQ IT is investing in our community. They are now the official provider and partner for the New Mexico Raptors ice hockey team, which is coming to Rio Rancho for the 2023-2024 season.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point, Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score. 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again, and Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge. For Babinski. Babinski shut up and a goal.
Tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
She fights and she scores. Stop the clock for the official.
Now looking, unloads again, right up the middle. Single coverage. Oh, what a catch! See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown.
Pardon me, for Lozano. This time, Culpepper, he's got a man, caught. It's again Tommy Lopez. Lopez breaks a man, and Lopez not stopped at the 3 this time. Tommy Lopez, he's got a huge touchdown.
That snap, Mariano picks it up. Great protection, going for a home run ball down the middle of the field. It's underthrown. Oh, what a catch! A catch and run for the touchdown for Trey.
Boys, it's Lonnie. I'm calling for you, Jeff. I don't know where you've been. I haven't heard from you, and I'm getting really upset. So I totally have you scheduled down for tonight to go over your simulator, go over your swing.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I can meet up at season 52, get a little chicken piccata, with arrabbiata sauce because you're so spicy, Jeff. But really, the only reason we're going to meet up is to totally go over your swing. Because I had this new simulator, and you'll be like so great if, we can hook up like old times, because I've been helping you with your swing so much lately, and you're a lot more firmer. You know what I mean?
I do, Lonnie.
I hope Audra's not listening.
I was shanking.
Hope
I was
Audra
shanking my irons, and now Lonnie's fixed my swing. Yeah.
Hey, girl. Hey, Anne-Marie. How you doing?
Good.
Thank you, Lonnie.
You guys have a good time.
See ya.
Jeff, call me. Call me, okay?
That was funny.
Yeah, see?
Danny might get jealous now,
You
too.
started,
Danny.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be more jealous, Audra or Danny?
What about Sandra? What about Danny's wife? I mean, they're very.
There was some.
They're happily married.
There was some tension at the press conference yesterday.
Golf
Jeff walked in the room.
Oh no!
They're happily married, and Lenny thinks there's some love affair going on here. And
You're killing the messenger.
And the Gonzalez's are they're very happily married. I'm not a homewrecker over here, man. I'm just going out with just fixing my golf swing. That's all. Calling the golf pro for crying out loud. All right. So I got Live Golf, really? It's in Miami. So is everybody involved? Do you have to qualify for Live the finals, or is it the top 48? Or
Let me find out for you.
Yeah, should I care?
I mean, whatever.
Whew. When they don't get you on board, Jeff, they got a problem. When they don't have you on board, they got a problem.
I kind of feel like, am I missing on this?
see
Should I care? Like, is there somebody who's watched the Live Golf?
Because you're the person that they hope they have.
No, that's right. That's 100% right.
Regardless.
Right?
Is this man will watch tournaments.
I'm going to watch golf.
All across the world, whatever's on. But if we don't have him, who do we have?
And I go back on this thing, and like, am I missing something? So they're kind of retraining you, or at least trying to retrain me to watch golf, right? So I don't need to watch 4 rounds. I watch 3 rounds. I don't need to watch the holes in order. I'm watching a shotgun, and I like it. I'm not just watching about the individual. I'm supposed to care about the team. And so one season in, where am I wrong on all this, right? So one season in, I haven't watched a lot of it. I don't give a damn about the team standings. I mean, do you, when you watch Live Golf, are you rooting for the Purple Aces or whatever they are?
Well, first of all, I'm upset about their team. I mean, their team names.
Okay.
Second of all, I can really sell you on this headline. Be there to see 12 teams of golfing legends, including Johnson, Smith, DeChambeau, Mickelson, going head-to-head in a supercharged weekend of shotgun starts, great food, live music by headlining artists.
Who are the headlining artists?
They didn't post it in their little spiel here.
Yeah.
And they have standings now, individual, team.
I get it. I'm not retrained. Now, maybe in a year or two, I will be retrained the way I watch golf. But I do like to sit on my couch and watch it on the big screen on CBS or NBC. And I do like to watch, I do like the format going 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 down the stretch instead of shotguns, everybody at the same time. Like, I do like that. The teams don't mean squat to me. They mean squat to those guys because they're making more money. And honestly, you're going to have to retrain me on my calendar. You're going to have to somehow get me interested in golf's biggest tournament on Halloween weekend up against football in the World Series. With all due respect, the football in the World Series are going to take precedent over this offshoot golf tour to me.
Absolutely. And if you could tell me the top 3
And college
winners,
football.
final standings.
Well, Dustin Johnson's got to be
he's
one.
number 1. And then the top 3 players are awarded bonuses from the 30 million season-long individual champion competition. So top 3 win a bonus.
All right, so...
And you definitely can't name the top 3. I bet none of us can.
Who are they?
Or let's see, Dustin Johnson.
Yeah.
Brandon Grace.
Okay. But he's been there the whole year. He started out at the very beginning. Okay.
And then, that's Patrick Reed.
And Patrick Reed. All right. So let me ask you this. You're not getting any of that money. So the fact that they're competing for their chunk of $30 million, like, it's kind of cool. But, I mean, For you as a
Yeah.
viewer, does it make it any different because they're competing for that much money? It's great for them, and theoretically, it's going to attract the bigger name golfers. But do you care as a viewer? Does that make the viewing any better for you or worse because the purses are bigger for them?
No.
I'm not sure it does for me either.
I mean, I found it interesting now that I just read it, but it's not going
No,
to
it's
make me
kind of
watch
cool.
it more.
Yeah, but if you're going to ask me to pull away from college football this weekend,
No.
or the World Series, or the NFL, like I'm not.
You crazy.
If it was a big golf tournament that you usually watch, would you watch it over the World Series or
So,
college football?
If it was the Masters,
Yeah.
right? All right. What if this was the Masters?
And I'm not.
If it was-
I am not comparing it to the Masters.
No,
obviously,
but what if this was the
I'm-
Masters and they
you're not-
replayed it because it was a COVID year and they played it because they did in 2020. I think they played it in September, and I did watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Now I don't remember how I split it up, but if this was the Masters and we're going into it, yeah, I'd be interested and it would be on my radar. But this is at Trump's Miami golf course. It's 48 dudes that are rich that are going to get richer that are going to play in some different format. Like, I'm not there yet. I'm not telling you I'm never going to be there. But I don't know. Are you guys?
I have not watched one live golf event.
I mean, I watch golf in general, so maybe eventually, like you said, they're training you, but it's not definitely a priority for me at this point.
So who? And I understand this is a worldwide stage.
If there was nothing on, I'd have it on the TV.
No, that's right.
Because I always have a sport on. But.
No, 100%. And I understand this is a worldwide stage, right? But it's in America. It's in Miami. They need. I mean, the majority of their tournaments are still in the United States, right?
I just saw who's headlining.
Who is it?
Nelly.
It's really funny.
Sorry, I don't know why that's funny to me.
It's really funny with today's
And
thing.
I wish I had a better joke or take for that, but Nelly is.
No,
I
he's
mean,
with the golf pro. It wasn't me. I mean, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
Man. Gets better and better.
But who decided, hey, you know what? Like, we're going to take over the last weekend in October.
The sports equinox.
When it's the sports equinox.
Throw live golf in there.
Like, how do they? That
I'll
is
bet on
the
it.
arrogance that Greg Norman and that group's got. That we're going to go up against the World Series, the NFL, and college football, and college basketball starts in a week and a half, and the NBA and the NHL, and I think soccer playoffs going on, MLS playoffs going on.
Every there so much is going on.
Right, but we're going to come in and we're going to own that last weekend in October. I mean, the arrogance of that. Like I give them the chutzpah. Ooh, you hear that? Oh, the kuyans that they got. But I mean, and I'm begging. So if there's somebody who digs it, like I want to hear it. I'm not going to get mad at you. I want to understand it because, as JJ said, I'm kind of their demo. I will watch golf. I love watching golf, and it's not on my radar, and it's yet their biggest deal. Because honestly, it doesn't make it any more attractive to me because they're competing for $1 zillion. It doesn't. I'm not trained to watch that format. Now watch this. I'm going to sit there in front of the computer all freaking Saturday. Right?
And the Chainsmokers are also headlining the last day. So
All right.
Chainsmokers and Nelly, if anyone's interested.
All right. Tickets available?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
All right. 505-246-0610. I mean, we even care who won? Dustin Johnson's going to win, right?
Well, yeah, this
He's
is the
winning everything.
team. Yeah, this is the team finals this week.
All right. And Trump will be there, right?
Probably.
It's right before the midterms, so I mean, whatever that means to you. Hey, you've been hearing about NewMail for years. Does your golf pro use NewMail? Maybe. How about thousands of men who have benefited from NewMail's industry-leading testosterone replacement? Those men feel better. You hear about it because it works. Those men have taken care of things like fatigue and depression, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction. But do you know that NewMail also specializes in hair replacement for men and women? So guys, ladies, the number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688, or you can go online at NewMail. That's NUMALE.com. Pick the option that's best for you. They're going to walk you through this. They'll explain to you the platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. This uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle, stops loss, and regrows hair. FDA cleared clinical hair restoration laser is another option. It's proven to regrow hair. They also offer you the NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. The treatments work for both men and women who want a natural, thicker head of hair and no side effects. New Mail right here in Albuquerque. Call them at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or online at newmail, NUMALE.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness.
A lot of you on the golf. 505-246-0610. Omar likes the Cowboys trade. Jeff, on the surface, looks like low risk, high reward. We don't give up a lot to acquire this guy. We can get him incorporated into the defense during our upcoming bye week. Yeah, I mean, you get a defensive tackle from the Chargers, you give up a 6th round, or from the Raiders, you give up a 6th-round pick. Yeah, I think you're fine. All right, email says, I got a lot of stuff on here. A lot of stuff. This is from James. He said, you said you talk about Lobo football yesterday. Jeff, instead you spent 15 minutes defending Danny Gonzalez. That's not discussing Lobo football. It's not even relevant at this point unless you have a time machine back to 2019. The discussion needs to be about how Fresno State was 14,000 plus announced, but really, 4,000 in the stands? How can we keep that from happening again? How do we get people to show up and watch this team and this coach since it's not changing? All right, James, so I'm listening, and you know, obviously I'll read your comments and have the discussion. So you tell me, right? If JJ and I do not feel that there should be a coaching change, and that's defending this coach, and that's fine, and you don't like that, then I'm listening to your counter. What is it? Is the counter just he's got to go? Okay. Is the counter that the record is what the record is? The record, and that's legit. That's fair. I'm listening. What do you want to hear? I mean,
the only answer to this question is whether it's Danny Gonzalez or another coach, you have to put some wins together and see if people will show up. Because people did not show up for year one of Danny Gonzalez post-COVID for the new coach. They're not going to show up for new head coach that you know nothing about. So the attendance, you cannot hire and or fire a head coach based on attendance with this Lobo football program.
They didn't show up the year after Bob Davie went 9-4 and won a bowl game. Did they?
No.
You know, I was walking through the stadium yesterday. And there's some good things and there's some things that need to be changed there. And you know, I think that there's a lot of aesthetic things. There's a lot of comfort things. And whenever the program gets to this point, whenever you're 2-5, 2-6, this is where the conversation goes. And the problem is we've been here so many times. And there's some of you who want a veteran coach. You had a veteran coach, Bob Davie, had that work. You wanted a new coach, a coordinator who can recruit. Well, you had that with Mike Loxley, had that work. Danny was a up-and-coming, and Danny didn't get this job simply because he was from here. I think it was a factor. But Danny was one of the hottest, most respected young defensive coordinators in the country, right? So I almost feel like Zach Arnett got the better end of the deal, right? Zach was kind of like the next guy behind Danny. And played here, is from here, off the Rocky Long coaching tree, and he's a defensive coordinator at Mississippi State. And I've listened to this, you know, and go through this. How do you win here? How can it be done? You've heard drop him down to FCS. Stigler and I had this conversation yesterday. What makes those of you who say drop to the FCS level? What makes you think? Because I, for the record, just so totally against that. But what makes you think that's going to work? What makes you think all of a sudden you're going to win at that level? What's going to make you better than Northern Arizona and Weber State and North Dakota State and Incarnate Word? And because you're then going to be recruiting at that level, you're not getting the same athletes you're getting now. Like, what makes you think that's going to work? And those of you who are complaining now, are you going out now in bigger numbers to go see the Lobos against Weber State next weekend, and the weekend after that to play Incarnate Word, and the weekend after that to play Northern Arizona? I'm going to tell you flat out, I think I know 98% absolutely not you're not. What makes it? Because you've heard it. Oh, they need to just drop down to FCS. Yeah. Okay, basketball goes with it, first of all. Do you realize that? Basketball goes with it. But what makes you think they're going to be successful right because they do that?
The answer to this question is what no one wants to hear. And that even if you're struggling 3 or 4 years, a coach is going to have to get time to try to build something at a program that hasn't established much of anything in its history.
A program that's done really well is competing for another Mountain West Conference championship. They can win it tomorrow. New Mexico women's soccer plays San Diego State. JJ will have the call with Chris Wheathand. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, look at that. Former Lobo Grape, United Star. Talk to Heather Dyke, the head coach, next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
And Lobo Women's Soccer is playing for another conference championship. That'll go down tomorrow night out at the UNM Soccer Complex. Lobos, San Diego State, 7:30 kickoff with a whole lot on the line. The conference tournament will be in that same place. This is an opportunity to get the top seed, to win a championship, everything that you play for. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit, but Lobo Women's Soccer unbeaten in their last 6, sitting atop the table as they head into the final match of the regular season. 5 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws in conference play. Here comes San Diego State, 5-3-2. New Mexico 5-1-4. Sorry, 5-1-4. And San Diego State 5-3-2. Heather Dyke is the head coach of Lobo Women's Soccer. She joins us this morning. Good morning, Heather. How you living?
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No, appreciate you. Congratulations on what's been a tremendous season so far. And here you are with an opportunity to play for a championship at home. I guess, if you start the season, somebody says, all right, you're going to get that last match against what's kind of become your rival and the other best team in this league, and you get them at home for a chance to win it all, you would probably say yes.
Yeah, you probably can't script it better than that. I think especially with, we lost quite a few really big players and have had to kind of fight through some stuff this year. But I think for the opportunity to play for a championship, and in addition to that, we're honoring 7 seniors, 4 of those actually New Mexicans who have really built this program. I mean, they all graduate here with 3 rings, 3 championships, and MBAs and pre-med, and they're pretty incredible. So it's going to be a special night.
In the era of transfer portal, and it exists in your sport as well, I know basketball and football get all the media and the pub on that, but in the era of what's going on in college athletics and NIL and transfer portal, for you to be able to honor 7 seniors who have been here, who have laid the groundwork for the program, and coming out of here with those degrees, I think it says a lot. And I know it wasn't easy because the challenges of keeping this thing together were tremendous. And congratulations on that, because that says a lot about what you've done with this program.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, honestly, I think you're right. We live in an age where the best players at our schools are going to be recruited to Power 5 schools, and without question, some of these kids have, and they've chosen to stay here. They believe in New Mexico. They really are proud of what they've built on the field, off the field. And I think New Mexico soccer is a special culture, and it without question has been really enhanced by this group of seniors.
Heather, with what we saw happen, 2020, COVID, everyone gets an extra year. Yeah, it was challenging, but it's turned out to be a positive if you've handled it the right way. And for your team over the last couple seasons, to be able to have 5th-year seniors, to be able to have the back line that you do, Carly Mays, Maya Isaiah, Jalen Hendren, Jaden Edwards, from a situation that was so difficult, how have you been able to pull positives out of that and manage a roster with this many players?
It's been positive and negative, because it's certainly been amazing to have those guys, but we also have a group of players that haven't really had a chance yet, and I think for them, they're equally as much part of this as the kids that are playing, because they've had to buy into something that can be difficult. It's hard to be on a team when you're not playing, and it's hard to be positive, and it's hard to do those things, but those guys have done that. Like they are every single player on this roster is proud to wear New Mexico on their chest, and you see that in the way that they behave. So, without question, we've benefited by having some really, really special players, and then some special people. Like there's kids that don't get to play as much, like Alex Haley and Kat Johnson, and these people that our team doesn't exist without them. They're the culture builders. They're the kids that make everything tick. So it's not just the ones that you see on the field, but it's also the kids that do things off the field the right way.
Lobo women's soccer coach Heather Dyke is with us on the opening drive. Lobos in San Diego State tomorrow night for the Mountain West Conference Championship.
Heather, on this current run for your team, when you've picked off the 4 wins and then the 2 draws, so your 6-game unbeaten streak, what's kind of changed for you to be on the winning side, and then how, and I asked you this yesterday, but for everyone listening, kind of the ties this season doesn't allow you to get too high or too low if you end the game in a draw.
Yeah, I mean, the funny part is that, tying in soccer internationally is you're happy to get a point. And I think for some reason there's this weird stigma that a tie is bad a little bit in the U.S. sometimes. But, yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to win soccer games. It's really difficult to do. And I think this last little run, we've just found a little bit of extra heart. I mean, I think we've done things correctly all year long. I really do. I've said that pretty consistently. And these players, they show up and they train the right way. They've stayed super positive even when we haven't been winning games that we thought we should. And I think now, we've reaped the benefits of that a little bit. But it's a process. It's not a one-game outcome. You have to believe in something that lasts a little bit longer and that's a little bit bigger. And these guys have done that. And I think now they get a chance to play for a title. And I don't think anyone would have thought that coming into the season. So I'm really proud of them.
For those who don't know, so there was a change this year. In previous years, you would be even at the end of regulation time, and you would play overtime. And this year, it's 90 minutes, and you're done, and it's a tie, and your record is 5 wins, one loss, and 4 ties in conference play. Talk about what that did, and why did they make that change? Who decided that? What was the thought process behind it?
The idea behind it was to try to keep players fresh. We played 20 games in under 3 months. I mean, if you look at international soccer around the world, they play 20 games in a year. So to do that in 3 months, it's very taxing on the body. And I think the idea behind getting rid of overtime was to eliminate some of that. The problem with it is that you don't let players solve it on the field. And I think that can be frustrating. And win or loss, like at least you have an answer. If the players solve it. So it has changed the game without question. I think over the course of the entire season, it's up like 62% of ties this season compared to last season, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a big difference in the game for sure.
Heather Dykes with us, the Lobo women's soccer coach. Heather, why are you still here? And I ask that because knowing that you've had opportunities for profile to make more money, there's been opportunities, and I'm not asking you to get into any of those specifically, but I know that they were there, and yet you're still here and you're building a program that is becoming nationally has become nationally respected. Why have you decided to stay here and build this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from here. I'm very, very proud to be a New Mexican, born and raised. And I also think New Mexico is great. I think this is a place that when people come here, they get a great education. I know our athletes get a great experience. And I'm just proud. I'm proud that my parents get to come to my games. I'm proud that my brothers lived here. And yeah, I want great things for our state.
That's a great answer. I think right there, how do you not want to go out and support this program? I mean, to me, that's perfect.
And Heather, I know in that world too of recruiting and things are changing, and it affects your game. NIL is a real deal. But when you present that passion, when the players see that in you, when people look at this program and see the players that have stuck around, that invested the time, how far does that go?
I think it is why we get players here. And I think if you look at our roster, you see a lot of players that sometimes didn't choose New Mexico first, but went somewhere kind of because of, the Power 5 glitz, and often found that those programs aren't necessarily better. It's you want to be in a culture that believes in you, and you want to be in a place that will invest in you, whether you're, the best player or the player struggling to find playing time, that people invest in you as a player, but more importantly as a person. And I think our players represent that. I think our team feels that. And so we're able to get some good players here, but it will continue to evolve. I mean, it's not easy to recruit to non-Power 5 schools. It's just not.
All right, talk about tomorrow in San Diego State. This has become a pretty good rivalry, and here you are again. It's you and the Aztecs for a conference championship. Has it become a nice little rivalry, and what do the Aztecs bring in tomorrow?
It's a huge rivalry. I mean, it's a fun one, but it's also like, I wake up in the middle of the night last night nervous, and the game's not even until tomorrow. It's just, it's these magic electrical games, and we get to play them on their field, and we get to play them here, and the energy is unbelievable, and it's gone both ways multiple times. We've lost pretty badly at their home field, and they won championships. We've got them here a couple times, I honestly think we go into the game kind of equal, like maybe even the underdog. They're a very, very good team. They've got a lot of talent this year. And I think that we've had to win games, not necessarily always playing the best soccer, but just find a way to win. And that's our goal tomorrow night is can we send these seniors out the right way? Can we find a way to win another championship and just enjoy it?
I know yesterday, too, Danny Gonzalez, head football coach, said he's covered the tab for people that go out there. He's talking about coffee, hot chocolate, if you want to be there. When you have the support of the other coaches, when you hear Danny say things like that, how big is that just for you, your team, and just the student athletes?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to you guys' show all the time. I was listening on the way to work this morning, and I think what people probably underestimate about Danny is what he's done for the culture at New Mexico. It's unbelievable. He's at every sport. He believes in it. He knows the athletes. He's changed the entire atmosphere at New Mexico in a really positive way. And just to even know that we have a game, which some coaches don't know, and to show up, and his football team will be there, and he'll be there, and his daughters will be there, and he's pretty incredible. So that vibe around New Mexico is almost directly attributed to Danny, and it's probably important that people know that.
Yeah, I think it means a lot coming from you. It's probably not in the description of football coach, but it's what makes programs better, right? Athletic programs better, and I've heard that not just from you, from a lot of the coaches over there, and it goes a long way. 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night, UNM Soccer Complex. Get out there and help the Lobos win a Mountain West Conference championship against San Diego State, and then you'll host the conference tournament next week. Heather, congratulations on the success thus far. Keep it rolling. Always appreciate the conversation. Great to see you yesterday.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for the support of the program, and we're hopeful we have a huge crowd tomorrow night, and we can bring another one home for the state.
Be well and good luck. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
See you. Heather Dyke. I don't know what that means to someone like James, who wants Danny out and a coach out, and they're probably saying that doesn't help me win football games, and how's that going to help me fill the stadium? But I think there's something to that I always tell you, the people who are making decisions, whether it's coaches, athletic directors, they know way more than you and I do, and there's reasons. And culture, we talk about that word all the time. I think that means something. Now, you may not think it means anything because they're losing football games and the offense is bad.
Yeah, it won't save you forever, but it's something you've noticed over the last couple of years. Whether you're sitting there at a women's basketball game, you look up, you see some men's players, you see soccer players out at tennis events, you see the tennis team at softball events. It's things like that it doesn't affect Joe Schmo outside, but when you're talking about a program, a university having positive momentum for your student athletes with your coaches, that matter a lot in that building.
Yeah, it seems to. All right, we'll talk high school football coming up at the bottom of the hour. That's 8:30 this morning with Sebastian Noel. If you want to get in on what Heather had to say, you can do that, 505-246-0610. I ask you all the time who's watching your home because the good guys watch mine. International Protective Services, IPS. Bad guys are out there. Property crime is on the rise. You hear about it every single day. Officer shortage is down, and it's not getting any better. International Protective Service is private security, affordable private security, where you can call them and have the good guys watch what's important to you. Take care of your family, your home, your business. You've worked too hard to build it, to have somebody just come in and destroy it. They are by my house twice a day. Not just when I'm not there. When I'm there, many times do I come out and I see the officers there. The presence is tremendous. The alarm's gone off. They're there within 5 to 7 minutes, trained armed security officers. We've had some issues with the garage door being opened at night, middle of the night. They're sitting out in front of the home, making sure nobody goes in until somebody comes down and closes and secures the property. That's what they do. They look out for you. Highly trained armed guards, 24-hour patrols, committed to Albuquerque and to your protection. Call IPS and see what they can do for you. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your
Heather for being with us. Oh, I think Heather is my favorite thing about soccer. Is that all right?
It is all right. She's a baller.
Well, but here's why. She doesn't.
She's
and
real.
She can, dude. If anybody in this town, and if I'm stealing somebody's line, I don't mean to, but I kind of am. if anybody in this town has the right to brag on what they've done and their accomplishments and their success in soccer, it's Heather, and she doesn't. She's so humble and so real, and by the way, continues to produce. And it's not a condescending, well, if you don't know my sport or you don't love my sport, then there's something like she I think she understands the place of soccer in the American sports culture, wants to grow it, continues to grow it. What is she, a scout for USA Soccer, or she's a what?
So
she's on the staff, right?
Yeah, she's on the U.S. women's national team staff.
Yeah.
The best soccer team in the United States.
In the world,
The
right?
best women's soccer team in the world.
Yes.
And her job is she breaks down the opponent's film. She coaches the training team to then set up against the first team of, all right, this is who you're playing, this is how they're playing.
So she's the scout team.
And this is what y'all got to do to beat this team.
She's just so like she is. I'm telling you, she's just my favorite thing about soccer. And I love her success. I love that she, when I asked her why are you here, I don't know if people realize how good you've got it with her, right? And you've got someone who not only produces and wins, but has had opportunities to go make a lot of money and take over higher profile, theoretically, programs, and continues to do it here. And it is kind, is humble, is real, is honest. And I'm going to tell you, the fact that you've got 7 seniors on senior night, JJ, and you're talking about seniors who have 3 rings, not seniors who were brought in. Not that there's anything wrong with that now. But in the era of transfer portal's real in their game too. It's not just in men's and women's basketball and in football. Transfer portal and NIL is existing in women's soccer and women's volleyball and everything else. And she's kept this core together and continues to build it. I just, again, Heather way better than I do. And you do all their games. But I every time I see her, I hear her, we speak with her, I am so impressed. And it's just kind of what you want your programs to be. And she gets it. And so I appreciate that conversation.
Thursday night, I get it. Storm coming in. It's going to be cold. At least there's free coffee and hot chocolate.
Free coffee.
And there's a whole lot of people that like to talk big game about soccer in this community and supporting everything.
Yep.
Let's see if you're about it or you just like to spew it.
I got an email on soccer, and I need to find it because it's kind of an old one, but it's the whole people who say that they're not going to football because of soccer because they got rid of soccer. Dwight, it was from Dwight. He said the Lobo soccer dog whistle. Jeff, I still hear people tell me that they aren't going to Lobo football because they dropped that, quote, very successful, end quote, Lobo soccer program. First of all, I wonder if those folks even went or were soccer fans. Soccer wasn't any good their final number of seasons, and they should know that if they were really fans. Or they weren't going to watch Lobo football anyway, and they're using soccer as an excuse. I totally think they're using soccer as an excuse. The amount of people who yelled and screamed about men's soccer being eliminated. And look, it was a bummer, and it was a tough decision for Eddie and everybody who had to make that decision. Nobody wanted to do that. But I'm going to tell you, I think if there were 100 people yelling, 2 of them went to a game. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a bummer. And yeah, you knew about them twice they went to the Final Four. And Jeremy had a great program, and Jeremy's doing really well in India now, and that was a really good program. Nobody wanted to do that. But if you're still holding that grudge or that against football, I think it's misguided. But I don't know. And you said Danny Gonzalez is buying the coffee. He said yesterday, so basically if you're out there tomorrow night, you can go.
It's out there. I put it on Twitter. He can't go back now.
No, nor would he. You can go up to the stand and you can say, I'd like a coffee or a hot chocolate. They will give it to you. If you opt to, whether or not you want to tip. And then at the end of the night, Danny's going to pay the tab for the coffee and the hot chocolate. You're like, yeah, whatever. Right? He doesn't have to do that. It's just another one of those things. You're right. He's not winning football games right now. He's not. And so to James and all of you who want him out, I that's cool. And you can say, Bob Davie didn't go out to the soccer games, but for crying out loud, they went 9-4 and won a bowl game. You're right. You're right. Was that sustainable? What happened after that? I'm not telling you 100% it's going to work. I believe they're going to win here. I do. You can tell me I'm wrong. I'm a homer. I got a love affair or whatever. I just don't think making a change now is the right thing. Now, if we're sitting here a year from now and you're 2-6 and the offense looks like this, JJ, we're going to have another conversation.
Yes, we are.
Right. What's the difference between year 3 and 4? I think there's a huge difference. And I think the intangibles also play into it. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I'll get to these texts that you're sending in. I will get to your emails as well because they're coming in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Garcia says, let's play this SOB. Let's get your Techettes and Heather Dykes gals on the pitch today while the weather was supposed to be nice. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 40 degrees and 40-mile-an-hour winds at post time. I know, man. I know.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you want me to tell you? Get them in early. Play it tonight. Don't you wish they could?
Yeah.
And I guess why couldn't they, except for the flights, and you'd have to change them, and it would be a whole lot of money. All right, we're talking high school football, final week of the regular season. Sebastian Noel is the voice of the people in ProView Networks. He's going to be with us when we return. What you need to be watching for in high school football next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610 Sports Animal.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point, Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score. 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again, and Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge. For Babinski shut up in a goal.
Tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
And she scores. Stop the clock for the official.
Now looking, unloads again, right up the middle. Single coverage. Oh, what a catch! See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown.
Pardon me, for Lozano. This time, Culpepper, he's got a man, caught It's again Tommy Lopez. Lopez breaks a man, and Lopez not stopped at the 3 this time. Tommy Lopez, he's got a huge touchdown.
That snap, Mariano picks it up. Great protection, going for a home run ball down the middle of the field. It's underthrown. Oh, what a catch! A catch and run for the touchdown for Trayvon Williams.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
All right, so we're home now. Final Friday night regular season. High school football brackets will be announced. Playoffs are going to start. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Big games to watch in Week 11. You got Rio Rancho, Cleveland, Farmington, La Cueva, Hobbs, and Carlsbad, even West Mesa, El Dorado, Wilson Stadium, 7 o'clock Thursday night. You know, if you're not going out to that big soccer match, whatever it is you like to do. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. He is the voice of the people, the guru of ProView Networks, and a good friend of ours who joins us on Wednesdays right about this time, Sebastian Noel. Good day, sir. How you living?
Good morning, guys.
Ready for the final battles of the regular season? This went quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It went by really quick.
It's it kind of feels, and you know, when the weather turns, we start out, it's sweating, we're hot, and then now we're going, dang, it's really, really cold out here, we're freezing. But there's some really, really big contests. You want to start this, maybe go through a little seeding scenario with the top 3 teams, if you want to do that?
Sure, yeah. I mean, the number one question I've been getting is who's going to be the number 1 seed, and then the other question I've been getting a lot is West Mesa going to get in? And I can kind of touch on both of those.
Yeah, go.
But, I mean, I really think it's going to go Cleveland 1, Centennial 2, and La Cueva 3. And let me tell you why. There's 6 seeding criteria. There's a max preps ranking. There's an overall winning percentage, district finish, wins against district champions, head-to-head, and then the end of the year coaches poll.
Is that in order? Those criteria in order?
No, they're just the 6 points. And then if there's a tie, then the tiebreaker is the max preps ranking. So if we compare Centennial and La Cueva, let's say, because I know people are probably saying, well, wait a minute, how can that be? La Cueva beat them, right? So let's look at that one first. So if you take Centennial and La Cueva, max preps ranking, Centennial will have a better max prep ranking at the moment. So there's a advantage Centennial there. Winning percentage, overall winning percentage, La Cueva will have an overall winning percentage that's better because remember Centennial plays 1 less game. They couldn't get a 10th game on their schedule. District finish, they'll be the same. Wins against district champs, they'll be the same because Centennial beat Hobbs and Cleveland, and La Cueva beat Centennial and Los Lunas. Now that's assuming Clovis doesn't upset Los Lunas. Then you look at head-to-head, obviously that's La Cueva. So there's a point for La Cueva. That essentially cancels out and evens it. That's right. Then the last point will be the end of the year coaches poll. That's the one we don't ever see that publicly. The last one that was published from a company that publishes the coaches poll, the last one that was published had Centennial at 2, La Cueva at 3. So if that holds, it would end up in a tie, and the max preps ranking is the tiebreaker, and that goes to Centennial.
Got it. All right, that's quite the system. We'll know everything on Sunday. Jiminy Christmas.
Well, Sebastian, let's get into the games themselves. Rio Rancho at Cleveland. What do you make of just that matchup on the field Friday night?
Well, I think Cleveland's going to be a little too much for them to handle that night. I think Rio Rancho's had a real nice season. That's not a team I would want to face in the playoffs because their defense is so good. But I think from an offensive firepower perspective, Cleveland's too strong there, and Cleveland's defense has been playing much better as well.
And you mentioned, in all those scenarios, Farmington at La Cueva, what La Cueva has to do to win, cement a first-round potential playoff bye. Scorpions trying to get a first-round home game. What do you make of Farmington at La Cueva?
Yeah, I think Farmington's a very good team. They have a nice quarterback. They have some nice receivers. They kind of got a little slow out of the gates, so I don't think that's a team that La Cueva is going to have much trouble with. I mean, La Cueva, I think they'll have their first-round bye cemented, right, with that 3 seed. So, I would go with the chalk on that.
Are you talking about West Mesa? And here's a Thursday night game between a 4-5 and a 2-7 team, and it's a non-district championship game, right? So Mustangs, I think most people think belong in the top 12, but they've got to win this game against El Dorado, and Charlie's team's never quit.
Yeah, and I love that West Mesa team. I think they're supremely talented. I think they're one of the 12 best teams in the state, but I got some pretty bad news for Mustangs fans. So the 3 teams you're looking at the bottom there is West Mesa, Atrisco, and Alamogordo, right? And so if you assume that West Mesa and Alamogordo are going to win this week, which I think they will, and you assume Atrisco is going to lose this week because they play Volcano Vista, which I assume they will, then they'll all end up with the same record. So if you do that same exercise of the criteria, and you compare West Mesa to Alamogordo, that ends up in a tie. Alamogordo will have the advantage on max preps. West Mesa will have the advantage on the coaches poll. They'll tie in all the other criteria. The tiebreakers max preps. So Alamogordo would get in. If you compare Atrisco and West Mesa, then Atrisco has a better max preps, but West Mesa will have a better district finish because Atrisco will finish dead last in their district. Now they are in a tougher district. Then you go ahead to head-to-head. Atrisco has that head-to-head, but the coaches poll goes to West Mesa. But that's another tie right there. And in the tie, you always go to the max preps, which we can debate whether that's right or wrong, but the tiebreaker on max preps would go to Atrisco because Atrisco's ranked 13th on max preps and West Mesa's ranked 17th. So I don't see a scenario that West Mesa can get in if West Mesa and Alamogordo win this week and Atrisco loses.
Wow. All right, there's another one. Sebastian Noel's with us. Clovis and Los Lunas. This is District 5, 6A. 2 undefeateds. I guess the Tigers probably are heavily favored, but Clovis started out 0-6 and won their last 3 all-district games. This is interesting, nothing else, because you got 2 undefeated teams in a district that are playing for a championship, and Clovis carries that Clovis mystique still, don't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we'll see. That's our My 50 game of the week. And that game becomes monumentally important for the La Cueva Bears because one of La Cueva's wins against the district champ is Los Lunas. So that's assuming Los Lunas is going to take care of business. If they don't, and Clovis steals that district somehow because that is for the district championship, then I would have to look. But that could leave the door open for Hobbs sliding up to the 3 maybe.
Wow. And the top 4 get buys or the top 3 get buys in the first round? Top 4, right?
Yeah.
So does it matter 3 or 4? I guess it's just who you're getting in the quarterfinals.
Right.
Yeah. All right, a few more minutes. Sebastian Noel's with us on the opening drive.
All right, Sebastian, when you just, I know you got your notes, you got your binder, you're looking over everything. Are there anything else that jumps out, whether we're going lower classifications, crazy games to wrap up the season this week?
Well, I mean, okay, here's what's going to interest me, and I know this is going to be, this is going to hurt you as a Cibola Cougar, right? But as we go into this tournament, that's the team I would want to draw in the first round if I'm any of these other teams, right? Because they're going to have a record of 6-3. They'll probably 6-4 after this week, so they'll go in with a decent record. But that's not the Cibola Cougars that we know, right? Without Aiden Chavez, I don't think they have a chance to win a playoff game. So that's the team that I would want to draw. That's kind of the one thing that I'm waiting for when the bracket comes out is who's going to get the Cougars in the first round.
Where do you think they get seated? Are they about the 7, 8, 9 line?
Gosh, you know what? I haven't looked that far into the middle yet. because before Aiden got hurt, they're talking about sneaking into that 4 spot, right? And then it happens, and they haven't won a game. So I don't know how far they're going to drop, especially since they have that nice resume to start the season. But I'm just, real curious as to who's going to get that matchup.
All right. There's another one that interests me, and it's 2-4A. Moriarty and Taos. Moriarty, and they're both undefeated in district. Moriarty 7-2. Taos is 8-1. Good defenses. The winner wins that district. And I got to believe both of them have their eyes on the big prize.
Yeah, no doubt. I've had a chance to watch Taos a couple times this year. I really like what they do offensively. They have a quarterback that's about 6'9", so he usually just throws over the defense. So I would imagine that a lot of the strategy, he's throwing downhill. So, yeah, they haven't allowed a lot of points defensively, and he does it all. He plays quarterback, and he's defensively, he's right up there in your face, so he bats down a lot of passes. Now, Moriarty doesn't pass a lot, but if they did want to go to the air, he's right there to make those plays. So and you talk about a contrast of styles. I mean, Taos kind of, they can do both. They can throw and run. They got this amazing athlete at quarterback that does everything, and then Moriarty just wants to grind it out, right? They're going to run, and run some more. So that's definitely an interesting contrast. I agree with you, though, Jeff. Both teams could be there on the last day of the season.
All right, you watch the soccer at all? You got the state soccer tournament that's underway. You're going to have district cross country. I mean, this is kind of the equinox for you all. How much have you looked into what's going on with soccer, high school soccer?
I am traveling this week for work, so I have not. I mean, I saw there was already some upsets last night.
That's right.
And I like the blue bloods in soccer, so I'm always I'm always keep an eye on like academy, right, and Hope's girls. They can finish this crazy run of a season they've had. So there's definitely some storylines out there, and that I'm keeping an eye on.
No doubt. All right, safe travels. The My 50 Game of the Week, let people know how to watch that and catch your show on ProView Networks.
Yeah, we'll be on My 50. This will be the season finale of the My 50 Game of the Week, so Clovis and against Los Lunas, and I think there's going to be some interested La Cueva fans watching, like I said. And then my show, you can just put in Local Focus on YouTube, ProView Network's Local Focus. I get accused of not having enough baseball guests, but we did have a baseball guest this week, and that's Sandia's catcher, Danny Santiago. This guy's just a bundle of energy. He kind of makes that team go. So I had a real nice conversation with him.
Beautiful. All right, he is Sebastian Noel. He's with us every Wednesday right around this time. Catch him on My 50 on the Game of the Week this coming Friday at 7 o'clock. Safe travels. We'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
See you. The voice of the people, Sebastian Noel. It's that time, dude. I'll go out and watch a little high school football this week, too. I don't know. I just love going to a few of those games, whenever I can to catch one and stand out there. And I like it this time when it's a little chilly. And they mean a lot. So, yeah, no, it's fun. And we got some good athletes around here. All right, it's yours the rest of the way. 505-246-0610. I'll reset. I know you got a lot of correspondence in for us. We'll get that to you. Appreciate that. We got a Jason email from yesterday I didn't get to as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info,
Through the tweeter, man. Kennedy Urlacher, Brian Urlacher's son, got offered by Miami, Nebraska, Arizona, Colorado State, New Mexico. I believe Arizona State. Yep, Arizona State. Pretty sure New Mexico. Yeah, there's a lot out there for that young man. It's not just because his name's on it, too. The young man can play. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, A. Marie, and Adrian. Glad you're with us on a Wednesday morning. Go out and enjoy today because I guess tomorrow night it's going to be chilly, J.J. is what they're telling you. 505-246.
I'll have my jacket on.
Yeah. Wear that new vest. That's a good-looking vest you got there.
I think I'm going my hoodie sport coat combo.
Ooh, the hoodie sports coat.
That keeps pretty warm.
That's a good look.
Yeah.
Are you inside?
We're in the press box.
But it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. At the soccer.
So it's sheltered from
I've never been
the
invited
wind.
to the press box at soccer. That's not true.
Oh,
I've never,
come
I know
on.
that's not-
You're the
that's
mayor,
not-
a lot of room,
Symbieta.
so
Yeah,
we wanted to just sneak
When are
in.
you never invited in this town?
Oh, there's plenty of
To
times.
press boxes.
They always
The
have
press boxes.
the red carpet available just in case
The
somebody
mayor
shows
comes to
up.
town?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Unless I'm hanging out with Rudy. Hello, Rudy. Hello, Rudy.
Yeah, we try to tent you up a little bit and keep you warm out.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you got?
I'll be there Thursday. I wouldn't miss this. It's a chance for the Lobos to win a conference championship. So, I actually think the weather works in New Mexico's favor because those girls from San Diego probably don't like the cold as much as we do, and we're used to it. So
I'm going to
I
guess
think
no
that's
one
an
like.
advantage.
I'm going to guess no one likes it, but I'm going to guess you're more used to it. I'm going to guess
Well,
not
we
even your
are.
girls like playing in it.
I'll never forget when Hawaii came here, and it was only 40 degrees, 42 maybe, and you would have thought those guys were freezing to death on the sideline. They were all bundled up, and they just couldn't play. They're not used to it. I wanted to tell a story, and you probably remember this guy's name, Jeff, Frank Beamer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Name ring a
Virginia
bell?
Tech. Virginia Tech's coach.
Yeah. Did you ever read the story about him and his first 4-5 years at Virginia Tech?
I have not.
He was 20-42, okay, including 2-8-1, and every Hokie fan was calling for his head. And the athletic director said, no, this guy needs time to build it. The rest is history. He's a Hall of Fame coach, one of the best college coaches ever, finished with one of the highest winning percentage, and you would have never thought that based on his first 5 years.
Yeah, Mike Krzyzewski's got that same story too. At Duke. Yeah, Mike Krzyzewski at Duke's got that same story. Yeah.
So people that are calling for Danny's head, just instead go to the games. I mean, it's a lot easier to recruit when the stands are full. And people here keep doing this chicken egg thing. There is no chicken egg. You have to start getting better attendance. That's how. You want to make the program better? Show up. I mean, my little niece, she's 7 years old and she gets it. Okay? How come a 7-year-old gets it and a 40-year-old doesn't? Because I'm tired of losing. Yeah, everybody's tired of losing. I don't want to lose, but I go there to support the team. Because if we don't support them, who's going to support them? If this community doesn't support Lobo football, who is? Fans aren't coming in from out of state to watch Lobo football. This is our team, this is our product, and it's time for people who have sat around like me and gotten beat up to stand up and get people going to the games. And that's why I bought 14 season tickets this year, and I take my family. I'm not trying to say I'm special or anything else.
There's a difference.
We're never
Rudy,
going to fill it.
yeah, it's important to you, and it's not important to a lot of people. And I think there is a chicken the egg thing. I do think that there's just a lot of people who aren't going to go watch a product that they don't feel is good, and they're not just going to support like you. And I commend you for your loyalty to this and your commitment to this,
But Jeff,
because it's important to you.
Jeff, they go to watch their kid play in a Little League football game.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't, I show up for all my kids' Yapple games.
Yeah, they're not my kids.
Well,
those are kids.
What does that mean?
These are kids too, and we need to start realizing that and quit treating them like they're the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
They're not.
I wish there were more people like you. I think there's just so many people who are just going to say, I need to see it first, and that's where we are. All right, we'll talk. I appreciate you. Thanks, Rudy. I love Rudy's passion. I do, and I know you guys are going to come in and bang on him because you don't tell me what to do. He's not wrong, but nor are you. Does that make sense? Can two things be right? And I'll explain what that means. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
More than one thing can be right. I wish Rudy would have almost started with what he ended with. These are kids, too. Now, they're not your kids, and so you're going to go to your kid's game no matter what. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A-Marie, Adrian. Rudy just called and said, this is a chicken the egg. Go out and support Lobo football. They're kids. They're trying. They're New Mexico. And he's right. But if you're not going because you're tired of losing, you feel it's an inferior product, you feel that the offense is bad, you're also right. Like, if you don't have a tie to the university, if you don't have a tie to the kids, and as much as you want to support this community, like, you're right too. I'm not going to sit here and yell at you for not going to games. If you don't have a tie to it and you feel like you've been banging your head against the wall, I understand it. So I think they're both right. Look, at Michigan, you're going to go out and win or lose, you're going to go out and watch them, right? At Nebraska, obviously, win or lose, you're going to go out and watch them, right? You just don't have that culture here. It used to be that way for basketball here. Win or lose, you'd go out and watch them. Now, I think that's kind of filtered away too, right? But can both things be true?
Yes.
And you can be, ease up on beating up on Rudy. Look, I wish there were more people with his passion.
He's passionate.
I really do.
Oh, if you just kind of reordered his take, I think people are like, okay, I hear you. Support the kids, support the student athletes. But, of course, I'm going to go to my kid's game. Nothing to do with then going to a Lobo football game.
All right, Marty, good morning to you. Thanks for holding.
Hey, guys. I wanted to give any MBA student over at the Anderson Business School their master's thesis idea of rebranding Lobo football. And I think that's what they need is a rebrand. There's a stigma here with fans. But where I see it, because I'm all over, I see it with businesses too. Casinos are guilty of it. Restaurants are guilty of it. And what I mean by that is put the damn game on. It doesn't cost you much to just turn the damn game on. Wow. It starts with little things like that. I truly believe so. There's many times where they were probably on the road during the course of this year, past years, and I asked the restaurant guy, hey, there's a Lobo game on. Guy didn't even know. Fans don't even care. You go to any other community and they're going to have that game on while people are eating their lunch or dinner or whatever. But it starts with those little things, and I think it's because the program needs to be rebranded. There has to be a new strategy. I think the whole concept of the Lobo Club is a little bit outdated, only because I donate to it and I know, and I've had to provide ideas. I'm glad they brought back the tailgate in front of the pit. I'm one of the guys that sits there, spot 24, if you want to come and visit me.
Yeah, I do.
But I'll give you a free hot dog.
Thanks. I'll bring a beer.
Again, the president, she's gone by. She's gone, says hi, and I really appreciate her going by and saying hi to everybody. She's appreciative of all the tailgaters that, invest their time and stuff. So, but what I mean is they really need a rebrand. There's just got to be a refocus in the community. And I know Rocky talked on this. I know he did, and he was frustrated with it. And, it's certainly not Danny's. I don't know if that's really Danny's job. I think Danny's job is to coach the football team. Is he the CEO of Lobo football? No, I think that's more of Danny's job. I think it's more of the athletic director to really look and see, how do we rebrand Lobo sports to get re-energized, win or lose, right? And it starts with the young kids, I've gotten my grandsons to really, they're passionate about, because I've made the effort with that. And then, of course, we think that we're a professional town for some reason. I have friends that will spend thousands of dollars to go watch one Bronco game, but then they won't spend $25 to go watch one Louisville football game throughout the year. So, so there's just got to be a mindset. And then, of course, we're becoming more of a transient community.
100%.
And I saw this in Phoenix, in Arizona, when we lived there. You know, it was very transient, and there was all kinds of loyalties going all different directions. So
And they're not to UNM. Yeah. No, I think that's one of the biggest things. I think you see that in basketball more than even in football, because basketball had that passionate base for a while. It's people who are coming in, and I think, you know, when you move to a town, you kind of adopt that pro team, but you have your college allegiance, and it's hard to just get an allegiance to the new college team, especially when they're not winning. So
Right. But I mean, here's the silly part: is there's fans that are loyal to the Chicago Bears. You know, that's just an example.
That's my point, though.
They haven't won anything in years, but they're loyal to it.
But
you know,
the brand is that they win. No, Marty, great call, and I'm going to come by spot 24 for that Friday game, and I'll bring you a beer. I think there's a lot to what he said. I think the transient piece is a lot to it, right? Yeah, like if you're not from here, you don't have an affiliation with UNM, and you moved here in the last, let's just say, decade, right? What's your incentive to become a Lobo football fan? Now, I'll tell you, I go out on these Saturdays, these game days, and we go to a couple of these pit tailgates. We hit a few of them and see people that we enjoy, that we like. And so 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year, we're hanging out with these people out in the parking lot, having a couple of drinks and laughing and telling stories and hugging, right? And it's important to us. We enjoy that. If you don't have that camaraderie, then how do you build it? How do you go out? Well, you stop by spot 24 and get a free hot dog from Marty over at the pit. But I think what he's saying is fair. A rebrand's interesting. What does that mean?
Yeah, and it's just getting out there more. It's trying to go to the establishments. And so much of it, you know, business-wise is, well, are you doing business with us? Are we getting your money? But it could be as simple as, hey, we might not have an affiliation right now. You want to contact us? Cool. Here's a poster.
Yeah.
Game starts at 6. If you want to throw it on your TV,
Yeah.
go Lobos.
Yeah, woof, woof, woof. Yeah. Text line, Rudy C's always backed all the hopeless losers. Have forever and ever. If it were up to him, our coaches would still be Mike Shepard and Richie McKay. Then he has some story about the one coach somewhere out of 100 who actually turned it around. LOL. Look, Rudy's a fan. And it's funny, Richie McKay is a crappy coach, but I don't know. He's done pretty well at Liberty, hasn't he? Been to how many NCAA tournaments now?
Yeah.
He was at Virginia for a while. I mean, I don't know. He seems like he was a pretty good coach after he left and before he got here. This says, what happened after Bob Davies' UNM football team went from winning 2 games a year, you asked, Jeff. His teams went 2 years winning several games and going to a bowl game. Yeah. How long did it take him? 3? It was in his 4th year, right? This one says, this is interesting. Danny created his own demise, you know? Coming and saying he would win a championship and all the big talk was not a smart thing to do, when what we are actually seeing is quite to the contrary. So the fine line is you can only talk, I guess, about winning if you actually win. Like, should you come in and say we're going to be mediocre? I don't think he came in and said we're going to win a championship right away, did he? Or in the first 3 years?
Right
or 4
away,
years?
no.
He said
that's the ultimate goal.
The long-term goal. Do you not want your coach coming in and saying we're going to win championships? What? So, to 4-3-6-9. What do you want a coach to say when he comes in? We're going to get better. We're going to build this thing. We're going to compete for 4th place. And if that's what you want, I'm cool with that. I'm just, what should a coach say? What is the right thing? She shouldn't say we're going to come in and win championships. This one says Jeff and JJ, FCS is not the answer. I agree. UNM needs to acquire the Isotopes model and do promos and giveaways and such to fill the seats. Isotopes are one of the worst teams in minor league baseball, yet lead it in attendance every year. I think it's apples to strawberries, don't you?
You're still getting more people than a baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
Announced. You're
Well,
not
you're
not
still
getting
getting
20,000 because you have fireworks.
Yeah. Are fireworks going to bring people out?
And fireworks bring max 14,000, 15,000 to a baseball game, which is what you're getting out of a football game.
At fireworks at the Aggie game, the New Mexico State game. They're pretty nice. This is Albuquerque Journal article. Danny Gonzalez wants to hire an analyst. Are you seriously kidding me? More money just to hire more money? Just hire Lenny from the Sports Call-In Show. Have Lenny come in and do it. Okay. You know, Danny explained the analyst thing pretty well yesterday at the press conference, didn't you think? Things like you get an analyst, and so you come in on Sunday morning and the tape's broken down to your clips and you know what you're looking at, instead of spending the majority of Sunday getting your scouting report together. That's what these guys do. They save you time. They get you better prepared, give you more time to actually prepare. You bring in more minds. This is what
there's
the
nothing like,
doing.
are you kidding me? It's just about being fully staffed as a Division I program, which they are not right now.
And this is where we come in, and this is I do believe one of the biggest stunts in the growth of not just football here, but kind of New Mexico. We don't want to spend any money. When you hear they're going to spend money to get better, it bothers you. What are we spending money for? They already got somebody who should do that. Back when I was a kid, I did 15 jobs. I got it. It's kind of not the way it is now. Everybody's got these analysts. So you're playing from behind. When they've got more resources, you're playing from behind. It's just how it is. Marty is wrong, says Richard. Jeff, it's not just here. A few years ago, I was in an establishment located a half mile from Sam Boyd Stadium when UNLV was playing Air Force there. I had to beg them to switch one TV to the game. Then the minute I left, they turned the channel right back to the baseball playoffs or whatever was on before. No, I think you're right. I think this market in Vegas, very similar college football markets. Richard said what Richard is hoping to hear from the AD in the offseason, Jeff, is that they are taking a look at the football program top to bottom. When there were 14,000 announced, probably closer to 5,000, it's just not the head coach. People aren't going to the games. From the schedule, coaches and players, to the trainers and the facilities and the broadcasters, bandage chaparrals, no stone's going to be left unturned when it comes to figuring out why people aren't going to the games, because what we're doing now is clearly not working. And they're going to get the perspective of guys like Crusher and Lars, because if you surround yourself with diehards like Rudy, you're going to think nothing's wrong. Want to bet we hear none of this? It's from Richard. Damn chaparrals they aren't going woof, woof, woof loud enough. Or Hoser wasn't saying, go, Lobos, loud enough. But
they're not insulating themselves.
I think that's right.
And just the whole kumbaya mindset.
They don't think everything's fine. I
but they also, it's the like, you want people to support it like they do their pro teams, but it also can't be ran like your pro team, where, yeah, you're going to sit here and say Nathaniel Hackett should be fired after one season. They don't care about professional budgets. They don't care about stuff like that. It can't happen here.
And if they don't fire the coach, doesn't mean they didn't take a deep dive in this thing. Because I think Eddie's going to take a deep dive in this and look at the entirety of it. I mean, I think you and I agree. Danny's got to make a move with his offensive coaching staff, right?
And that's going to be, that's on his resume.
Yeah.
That's all right. The Derek Wareheim thing did not work out.
Yeah.
They have not recruited well offensively. That is on Danny. But the head coach does get an opportunity to make a move before then he gets put on the hot seat. And they don't have time to say, hey, come in here and let's build. They're going to have to show immediate impact next year.
I think that's 100%
which is going to be incredibly difficult to get out of this offense. But it's a must to see progress, because you're already sitting here, people bailing, jumping off, don't see nothing. Well, this is your time. You're getting your second chance with the offense coordinator. You're going to be adding more people to the staff, which is huge, because not just the analyst roles of scouting ahead, but bringing in guys that can also help in the moment with your coaching staff. They know how important this offseason is.
All right, I got more on this. Read you some more of your correspondence. We're open for you at 505-246-0610. How do you fix it? Assuming, well, how do you fix it? And it feels like you care, because there's been a lot of correspondence on it. We're talking Lobo football. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This Sunday at 7:30 a.m.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream.
Devin Booker, that we just.
Well, there's nothing bad. I don't dislike him. I mean, I just if those two are gonna, I got to pick a winner and a loser, right?
Right. There's a cage. There's a bear. No, I'm just kidding.
You're going to ask me, though, Kevin.
Jackie Moon's involved.
Devin Booker and Klay Thompson are going to fight. Who's going to win? I think I'm going to take Klay Thompson. That's all. That doesn't mean I don't like Devin Booker. You guys are too?
Oh, yeah.
It just feels like there's a little something more there. 505-246-0610. We've been talking Lobo football and how to fix it, or can you? And then here comes Jason. Here comes your Aggie buddy. He'll fix it for you. Keep it up with the Lobos, he says. Good morning, OD. Wow, the arrogance of Lobo fan on display. FCS, question mark? One loss, little old New Mexico State. Lobo fan wants to sail off the possibly greener pastures of the FCS level. How very Idaho Vandal of you. So let's see. You drop down football, and the Mountain West says what? Let's keep the basketball program that hasn't been to a postseason tournament in 10 years after a year where the conference put 4 teams in the big tournament, and you were not one of them? Also, that program has been an RPI albatross for conference foes when they lose to you, and an RPI anchor when they beat you. Yeah, let's keep those guys around. The height of arrogance. I'm sure the Lobo Hoops team you assembled would have come here because that conference clash with Idaho State was too good to pass up, or would have circled that game with Montana for the title. Lobo Athletics is a program in decline, and it's because of arrogance. Jason continues. Hoops fans in the 505 are excited for hoops because the NIT is a possibility this year. The NIT, I'm laughing as I type that. The N-freaking-I-freaking-T. Your football program is 3-3 versus the Aggies in the last 6 meetings, 1-1 versus UTEP. Both of those programs have been to bowl games more recently than you. NMSU's hoops program won an NCAA tournament game. UTEP's hoops team drilled you at home last year. You have a stadium filled with fans dressed as thousands of empty seats for a competitive, albeit offensively challenged team. By the way, the Aggies have outdrawn you this year. There's an old saying in track, the last person to know he's being passed is the guy being passed. Lobo Athletics is that guy being passed by regional schools. And your fallback is we hosted a championship in our building, and it's famous. Lobo fan, you are the Kim Kardashian of college athletics. Your program is only famous for what others have done to you or in you, not the merits of your performance. Crimsonally, Jason. Wow. P.S. In 1993, would Lobo Hoops fans have thought San Diego State would have passed them in that sport? Well, it has. No, in 1993, San Diego State was an irrelevant, nothing program. All right, so obviously that's a scathing email. Is it insanely inaccurate?
No.
So is Lobo Athletics, and when I say that, I'm not talking about Heather Dyke's program or Joe Franklin's program, cross country or soccer. I'm talking about men's basketball and football. All right? And you can throw women's basketball in there if you want. Are they in the decline that he says they are? Has New Mexico State's athletic program, has UTEP's athletic program passed them?
Not women's basketball.
In what matters? What matters when I say that in financial numbers, right? Men's basketball and football. Let's talk in the context of those two right now.
Yeah, men's basketball has been behind those other two programs.
No doubt.
Which is why you're in year 2 of Richard Pitino. And not year 8 of Paul Weir.
So Lobo fans will tell you, well, they play in garbage conferences. Okay, what are they doing head-to-head? Pretty much holding their own, right? This FCS talk, I don't even think it's talk.
I think that is...
All, it's not going to happen, okay? Yeah, but he's not wrong.
A lot of that, too, comes from people that don't ever go.
100%.
And that's the tough one. It's like, oh, no, I would go if this, I'd go if that.
No, you
won't. That's not going to make things better if football goes FCS.
Well, first of all, there's no guarantee that you're going to win and be any more successful. Somehow people think that we'll just drop down and we'll start winning. I don't know where you get that.
Not keeping any of the players.
Coaches, any of it. Like you're and
your
what does it do in
scholarship
basketball?
Numbers are dropping, yeah.
So do you want to play in the Big Sky in basketball? Well, Jeff, look what Gonzaga did in their conference. You're not close to what Gonzaga is. And what makes you think then you would become them? Because you have the Pit? I mean, the Pit is a nice building. It's got history. The Pit is a 50-plus-year-old building with antiquated restrooms. There's no bathroom on the ground level. And we're just talking about this. Amory, do you know that if you've got if you're working the game, referee, working the table, security, and you need to use the restroom, you look up at those stairs, you got to hike. Because there's nothing, you can't even just go up the ramp. There's nothing on that level, right? Even on the ramp level, there's just the locker rooms. It needs updates too. What makes people think that if you drop your football to FCS level, somehow we'll be Gonzaga? No, you won't. You're going to play in the, most of the Big Sky schools have football, don't they?
Yeah.
So you drop down to FCS, play in either the Southland against Stephen F. Austin, or are they in the WAC now?
But I don't even think this is worth doing this.
Right.
Again, honestly, I don't. It's
right, fair enough.
They're not going
right.
They're not going FCS. It's not happening.
Yeah.
That's not the solution to anything right now at UNM.
Yeah. No, that's fair. You're right. You're right. Dwight says it's not just about winning. Jeff was talking to Louisville fans Monday who no longer go to the games, yet they go to United or baseball. I asked why, and their response was those games are fun. Going to football games feels like an obligation. I don't know what makes those games fun, but obviously it isn't about winning. United don't do that a lot. Albuquerque baseball team even less. He's not wrong. What did United play 34 games? They won 13 of them, right, this season? Mm-hmm. It was a great year. No, you're not wrong. It's about the atmosphere. And this, how do you create this? It's people, it's tradition, it's take off your wedding ring if you have one, or take off a ring. Take it off. Where's the beginning? Where does it start? And that's kind of what this is. Where does it start? Does it start with winning? Does it start with fans? Does it start with atmosphere? Where? It's like your ring. There is no beginning. There is no end. Well, how do you start something like this? All these programs you point to, Michigan, Alabama, SC, there's deep-rooted tradition. The newer football programs that have support, JJ, Appalachian State, well, they have a little bit of a tradition, and they're in Boone, North Carolina. I don't know. I've never been to Boone. In fact, I had a good buddy tell me he loves Boone, wants to retire there. His daughters are going to go to college. He says, we love Boone, North Carolina. I'm like, all right. That sounds cool. I want to go. But I'm going to guess there's not a bunch else to do there, right? What are the newer
college town?
Right. What are the newer football and I say newer, I'll take the last 3 to 4 decades. What are the newer football powers / atmospheres that are working? San Diego State's working like hell, man. San Diego State became a good football program in the last 2 decades, and I don't know what their atmosphere is, but they got a new stadium because they got the money. Boise State, when Boise State was winning at the junior college level for years, it's always been kind of a big deal in that town. Do you have one? Give me one that's got an atmosphere that doesn't have a big, long football tradition.
It's hard.
Really hard, right?
Yes.
North Texas has been trying to do it. UTSA is working on something down there right now. But it's nothing that you say, I got to go to a game there, right? How's it working? Those are in bigger metropolitan areas, kind of like this, where there's a lot to do and a lot of people that have moved in from other places. So as easy as everybody wants to make it sound, they're not just sitting over there in that building doing nothing. They're trying stuff. They're trying different things every year. The answer to your point, though, is put together some wins. Wins, right? You got to win. Give me an entertaining product. Reply to caller, Dan says, Jeffrey, Juan Jose, Ana Maria. There needs to be a division between, there is Power 5 and FCS, where clubs like Nevada, New Mexico, Wyoming, Hawaii, UTEP, New Mexico State, with their facilities, their resources, can legitimately have a chance at a national championship if they have a special season. They're never going to be able to find the resources to catch lightning in the bottle for a year or two, let alone compete with the big boys year in and year out. So they need to quit trying to keep up with Alabama, Texas Tech, or Kansas. Let me give you something. Let me give you an example. We're going to expand to 12 teams in the college football playoff, right?
Yes.
Okay. Right now, the highest ranked Group of 5 champion, and I know we're late for break. I'll get there in a second. It goes to a New Year's Six Bowl. I believe it's the Cotton Bowl this year. So, JJ, a week and a half ago, we were having a very real conversation. that a program that you would have told me 5 years ago is below New Mexico, that is garbage, had a chance to be that highest-ranked Group of 5 program, and that's San Jose State. Now, they lost the game to Fresno State, 17-10, okay? But if they'd have run the table against Fresno State, New Mexico State, Nevada, Colorado State, San Diego State, Utah State, Hawaii, right, and then won the championship game, they would have been the highest-ranked Group of 5 champion, and San Jose State would have been in the Cotton Bowl. And you would tell me there's not a chance that San Jose State's ever going to be there, right? That stadium, those facilities, you can't do it there. So there kind of is an outside chance. Now, can New Mexico ever do that? Oh, Jeff, New Mexico could never do that. Well, I mean, they just did.
That's the pipe dream. But it's about winning
a conference championship.
And that will get you close. But being able to compete in your conference is the next step. You got to get to 6 wins.
Yes.
You want to be bowl eligible. But if you can do that, because I'm not college football playoffs, expanding your 12. What could you do? That's never going to be something that propels this program. But when was the last time? And I think it was 9-4.
It was
season.
that year. They were
they were close.
Yeah.
Like those are the moments that this program has to find within these stretches of trying to find some consistency.
And there's no reason they can't compete with San Jose State, with Wyoming, with Utah State, right? And that's what people want. 505-246-0610. Thanks for being with us and remembering you've listened to the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
Thursday Night Football is prime time and streaming on Prime. And
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point. Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score! 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again. And Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge. For Babinski shut up in a goal.
Tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
And she scores. Stop the clock for the official.
Now looking, unloads again, right up the middle. Single coverage. Oh, what a catch! See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown. Ram.
Lozano. This time, Culpepper, he's got a man. Caught. It's again Tommy Lopez. Lopez breaks a man. And Lopez not stopped at the 3 this time. Tommy Lopez, he's got a huge touchdown.
That snap, Mariano picked it up. Great protection, going for a home run.
It's in conversation. I'm going to tell you that the fact that there's so much correspondence on this, and it's from so many different people, and it's coming from the text line, it's coming from the phone, from the email. It's I gotta believe it's got to be encouraging over there, right? The people care. Now, and Danny said this yesterday. When so many people are upset, it means you care. But then you're still here, right?
Yes, no one is turning a blind eye to anything. Danny knows the pressure. He's a head coach. He's been a coach. It's a business. He's got work to do. UNM knows that their job is never done in promoting all their programs, but especially football. And it's also such a larger investment. I'm talking time-wise. When you think about going to a level football game, that you do want a level of entertainment. You're going to have from the football team itself. You're going to baseball games, you're hanging out for a few innings, it's summer, having a drink, you're bouncing. And so at some point, yes, it's on people to just give it a chance. But then easiest thing, man, if you can get a competitive football team, which they were for a little bit, but then it all fell apart, that's going to be your answer. And I think with all this, too, is when we look around the Mountain West Conference, people get insulated in their little bubble. Mm-hmm. But Colorado State's having the same conversation.
Tell you what.
Nevada's having the same conversation. They're not blowing past 15,000 people per game. That's kind of like the baseline number for teams in the Mountain West that are trying to restart their program and get going forward. There's not a lot of schools in this conference that are pulling down 35,000. So what is the realistic number? Because you can't keep talking about 35, 40,000.
That's a really, really, really good context on this, too. What is realistic in this league? I think that's San Diego State's not. Fresno State will get a big crowd every once in a while. No, but they're not. Text line, mirror, mirror on the wall. Why are Lobo fans the most fickle in all the land? Ask Noodles, Paul Weir, and Bob Davey. Davey, all you need is a golden parachute. You know, that's kind of a hazard of this business. And I know we get angry everywhere on having to pay guys the rest of their contract when they get fired. That's part of doing business in this market in that industry. So I asked the question, what do you want? So the person who sent me the email, Danny created his own, the text, Danny created his own demise. What do you want a coach to say? He said, to answer your question, a coach should come in and talk about working hard, establishing a culture, recruiting his tail off. The championships will take care of themselves if he's the right coach. That's fair. I think he said all that, plus we're going to win championships. Right? Did he not say any of that stuff? That we're going to work, that we're going to establish a culture, do things the right way. He did. I think he said all that plus winning the championship. This one says, supporters, including you, Jeff, who defied criticism of UNM's football team being bad enough of a product that nobody should pay to see it flop, who told them to adjust, and that's it. That's all that's there. So I think we might be the problem too. Okay. I'm good with all that. Here's one thing I do know, and I do know that they've been studying the football structure over there at UNM. Eddie, David, everybody over there. And before Danny was hired, this went down. I think they do it daily. I think that the positions that they've added to football have been part of the evaluation, right? Whether it's coaching salary increases, they've added director of recruiting, director of player personnel, increased their food and nutrition budget. They've increased the recruiting budget. They've increased the strength coach budget, new creative specialist, added a video staff. They increased the travel budget. And that, I think, because they compared themselves with other Mountain West schools, right? And I got to believe that the coaching staff values and prioritizes that input from the administration. But I think they've studied a lot of that stuff. In fact, I know they have. And Now your response could be, well, then he's got all the resources. Why aren't they winning? And you've got to figure out if you're sitting at Eddie's seat, you take it all into consideration. Now, JJ, I think they got to win. They've got to improve next year. I thought this year's disappointing because of the lack of improvement on offense, and that's on Danny, right?
Yes,
that's on the head coach. He's got to. I think they've got to go out. The change to me, they've got to make. I think he's got to find a coach. He's got Rocky on defense. He's got an expert, a proven, like their system on defense works. It's proven. I don't know who that is, if there's a budget for that, but you've got to find somebody that you're going to hand the offense over to who is going to get that offense turned around. That means recruiting players into an offense that is going to work. Because I think it all relies on that next year. And look, if we're sitting here next year and they're 2-6 and look like this, the tone probably going to be different from everybody. Don't you think?
Yes.
They've got to get better offensively. 505-246-0610. I'll read them if you send them. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with CBS Sports Minute. Carolina quarterback P.J. Walker and the Panthers defense earned game balls for their stunning upset of Tampa.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Cooking.
Russ is cooking. Russell Wilson ready to roll or ride. He intends to play versus the Jaguars. This is coming out this morning at, 6 minutes ago.
Ooh. So weird.
Russ told reporters that he feels great and he's ready to roll. He didn't say ready to ride, but he's ready to roll. The 9-time Pro Bowler added he did rehab exercise on the plane during the 8-hour flight to London. So he got up and exercised on the plane.
Let's ride.
Bronco fans. Bronco
ride.
country. Let's ride. All right, feel better? Russ versus the Jaguars. London.
Trade everyone, fire the coach, and
7:30 in the morning.
Restart next year. Try again.
Can we hit restart, please?
You can't just turn it off like it's Madden. You got to play it out, finish the season. Well, let's restart it next year.
Let's ride. Has he retired that crap?
I don't think full. We don't know.
For the moment.
For the moment.
Should he retire that
maybe
crap?
Maybe if they win.
He might not like it, but that's who he is. As cringy and corny, like that's who he is.
If he beats the Jaguars this weekend, I think he has earned it.
Cringy, corny self.
You know, okay, go Hawks is one thing. Even let's ride would be one thing. But the whole thing, Bronco country, let's ride. Like if he just ends it all with, like even after a bad game press conference, if he just said, all right, thank y'all, let's ride, and walked off, would that be as bad as, all right,
It's
you
just
guys,
how he does it.
All right,
It's
you
how
guys,
he says it's how he says it.
Bronco country, let's ride. And then, it's like, really, dude?
It's a college thing that no one does in the pros, and you wouldn't care if they were winning. But when you're losing,
100%,
you just got to put it on pause.
So that's a great thing.
Like Alabama, after they lost to Tennessee, they probably weren't like, all right, lost, roll tide.
They might, though.
Like,
right?
That they might.
Well, Saban's at the level he doesn't have to do that.
Well, Saban doesn't do it, but I'm saying
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Right?
Yeah.
So Skull, how is
Skull.
Skull utilized?
Same thing, like let's ride, just like
All right.
it's our
So
cheer. It's after everything.
Do your players, your coaches use it, or is it just a fan thing?
No, the players use it as well.
All right. So after interviews, only when you win, though, you use it?
Well, no one uses it. Like Kirk Cousins is like, all right, we're 5-1 Skull, but they just used it like on their social media or after they score.
So they don't use it in interviews like that.
I'm
trying to
heard
think.
Dalvin Cook say it. I mean, not to the extent.
Not like go Daggers.
Right after, yeah.
Yeah. It's getting better, by the way.
Skull Bikes.
Roll Tide. Go Lobos. Woof, woof, woof.
It's more of
Nobody
a
says
it's
woof.
more of a motion, too, that the players do it.
All right.
They clap their hands. Above
I
their
don't
head.
know that I know that there's one in the NFL that I can think of a
Just
coach
Skull.
just saying go Cardinals, go Hawks. Does Pete Carroll do it, or was it just Russell Wilson?
Just Russell.
Just Russell.
All right, so it's his thing. That's
Let
fine.
Russell be Russell.
But I think 2 words is plenty on when
Just gotta read the room
It just
sometimes.
feels like when you're setting it up, it's so artificial. All right, guys. Yeah, I know it was a brutal loss. I got to be better. We suck. Yeah. Anything else? All right, Bronco country. Let's ride. See ya.
Yeah, it's how he said it.
All right, he's playing. Yeah, you feel better about that? You don't care, do you? You're gonna get up at 7:30 and watch that mess?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you will, huh?
Because that's when my human alarm clock gets up.
Oh.
I have no choice.
He's bouncing.
I
So
mean,
all right. So will
I'm
you
up
watch
that early
cartoons?
too. Obviously I'll watch. Well, he might.
Yeah, his
JJ might not have a choice. I have a choice.
His human alarm clock's gonna be bouncing on him. Let's go, Dad. Let's go. Let's
Saturday
go.
morning's episode of Bluey.
Was it good?
Or excuse me, Sunday morning's episode of Bluey will be more entertaining than
Oh,
Broncos Jaguars.
dang!
Really?
Set up your fantasy lineups early again. Set the alarm.
All right, Bluey.
I'm
don't even know what Bluey
excited
is.
to watch some
It
London
is the-
7:30 a.m.
The big thing. I know there's somebody out there right now. You know
It's
what I'm
past
talking
Addie
about.
What is
time.
Bluey?
Bluey
It was past
is-
Addie's time.
Yeah.
a fantastic cartoon.
Well, like, what is it though? Like, is it a
It's about
superhero? Is it a?
No, it's dogs.
All right.
But it's a family. They go through family dynamics. A lot of situations you're put in as parents, the young kids.
Okay.
Very entertaining for the kids. Stuff in there for the parents.
All right, good.
One that hits both levels.
So you're telling me it's not going to be split screen? You're telling me it's just going to be Bluey? Maybe you'll have your scroll on your
the
phone.
Broncos are on ESPN Plus anyway, so you could have that on your phone still, right? You're not even going to phone the Broncos. You're not even going to put them on.
Really?
Yeah, you
I
are.
am.
Yeah, it will be on.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not gonna say, hey, we can't do this because the Broncos.
Yeah, Bluey's going to get the
Broncos
big screen.
are not good enough.
Austin's like, no, Dad.
Oh, Bluey gets the big screen, and Austin's stoked, and JJ,
So 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is when big screen goes football.
Oh, red zone.
Yeah.
Red zone
Has
controls the day. That's
has
big screen.
Austin learned red zone?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
as he should.
Football Sunday.
Young training Jedi.
So red zone, Sunday night football, Monday night football.
Right.
Thursday night football games get the big screen.
What about
7:30 Broncos Jaguars? That's computer.
What about Maction on a Wednesday night?
No.
I'm just asking. Because you get, I mean,
That's usually NBA time or NHL.
what day is today?
Today's Wednesday.
So you tell me today is the last day without football?
No, today it's starting today.
What do I get today?
Till November. I read it this morning. Till November 23rd, we only have one day without football.
I believe today's one of those days. I don't see any football today.
So, or it starts though. Hold on.
Today might be the last day till November 23rd.
That's what I'm. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And then there's one day without football.
And next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, college football. You got 2 games on Tuesday and Wednesday
2 action games next week?
on each day.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Bluey, watch out.
Yeah. My buddy who used to run the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Matt Game, used to go out and he would catch like 3 games. He'd go on Tuesday to Toledo and Wednesday to Bowling Green and Thursday to Central Michigan. Yeah. He used to love that mess. It was cold too. All right. Yeah. Look, you get tomorrow night. Look, Utah, Washington State's good football tomorrow night on Thursday. Like Thursday night football, and it doesn't start till 8. So after the NFL tomorrow night, what's my NFL tomorrow night?
Ravens, Buccaneers.
Ooh, Tommy. Bounce back
Feels
on a
like a
short
trap game,
week.
Ravens. This sounds like a trap game.
Does it?
I don't think the NFL's. I don't know.
No, that's funny.
We're not-
The Buccaneers are a trap game.
That's what
now.
I'm saying.
I freaking love it.
That's what I was like. Oh gosh, feels like a trap game.
I caught the sarcasm in your font, and I appreciated it. But after that, in Pullman on Palouse, Utah and Washington State. Look out, Utah.
Okay, but watch out for the trap game.
All right, I'm taking Washington State in the 7, by the way, tomorrow night. I also get Louisiana and Southern Miss and Virginia Tech, NC State tomorrow night. Have you looked at the Mountain West schedule for this week? The Lobos are off, but there's some interesting ones. Colorado State, Boise State, San Diego State at Fresno State. Fresno State's an 8.5-point favorite. Over-under is only 4.5. 4D, 40.5. 40.5. Nevada at San Jose State, Wyoming at Hawaii. Nothing just bounces off that page to me, does it? San Diego State, Fresno State in a normal year is a great game. Like that's your late night FS1 game on Saturday night. That's great, isn't it? But I don't know that that's doing a lot for you. What do you think the spread on the Aggie game is? Aggies at UMass, 1:30. It's an ESPN 3 game.
Aggies at UMass. Oh my goodness. I'm going New Mexico State 1.5.
2. That's really good, dude. You're good at this. What do you think the over-under is? Okay, this is where I think it feels like stealing to me.
Would that have it at like 38?
39 points. Look how good you are, dude. Yeah, you're right on it. Does it feel like going over stealing?
No.
No? Okay.
Because that's still an Aggie team that scored 7
20 points against New Mexico.
Against FIU.
Yeah. I guess they've
21
scored
points against the Lobos.
They played 2 games in the last month, huh?
Yeah.
They had FIU, then the bye, the Lobos, and that open week. Yeah, they should be healthy. I mean, they should be healthy. I like the Aggies -2. I like Syracuse laying 2.5 at home against Notre Dame. Anybody like that? Syracuse laying 2.5 coming off that loss. Well, there's a couple I really like. All right, I'm down. Nothing in the Mountain West just jumps at me, though. I'm going to go on a little Mountain West trip here in a few weeks. Looking forward to talk to Jerry Palm tomorrow. Your big games. I mean, college football could be fun as we hit now. This will be the last weekend, I guess, the last weekend in October. But you got Ohio State, Penn State in Happy Valley. 15.5 is the spread there. TCU's got to go to a dangerous place. Not a great team in West Virginia, but it's always a tough trip. Florida, Georgia. Oklahoma State, Kansas State is really good. Cincinnati's trying to continue their path to be the group of 5 rep. And then they play UCF. And then Kentucky, Tennessee. CBS has already picked up next week's Tennessee-Alabama game. So your next, Tennessee, Georgia. Your next greatest game of the year is Tennessee, Georgia next week. It's going to be the CBS midday game.
It's a good one.
Oh.
Ooh-wee.
Well, that's 2 teams ranked 1 and 3 in the college football playoff standings, right?
Well, those come out next week.
Didn't I see that the other day? I didn't see that. I just saw a mock of it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Really?
Yes.
Okay. I guess you're right. Everybody's got Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Tennessee 3, Michigan 4. Clemson on the outside looking in, just waiting for Georgia or Tennessee to get knocked out. And then there's Alabama lurking. Thanks to Heather Dyke today. She was with us. Sebastian Noel as well. Great conversation, great input. Tomorrow, Jerry Palm will be with us. It'll be game day in so many different ways. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock. We will return with award-winning radio at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Adrian, great show. Looks really good. I was told, man, I was watching, we're in HD on ProView Networks, you know. I was seeing Jeff's wrinkles, man. He needs makeup. Okay. Hey, Marie, great work.
Thank you.
Big day for you.
Huge day.
You got Bluey on DVR?
Disney Plus, baby.
That's right. Enjoy that. Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point. Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score! 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again. And Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge.
Babinski shut up in a goal.
Devaney tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
Good job playing forward. Out in front. Okay, Arena with the shot. She's got another opportunity here. Can't she draw? She's behind the goalkeeper. Out in front and goal! Katie Rayner. She fights and she fights and she fights and she scores. Stop the clock for the official. coverage. Oh, what a catch. See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown. Rams.
Pardon me for